This is Strictly Business, presented by the Greater Bakersfield Chamber of Commerce. Sponsored in part by the law offices of Young Wooldridge, San Joaquin Community Hospital.
Good morning and welcome to Strictly Business for Monday, April the 27th, 2015. I'm Nathan Ollie, Manager of Government Affairs at the Greater Bakersfield Chamber of Commerce. On today's show, we'll have Lauren Skidmore, Director of Policy and Community Affairs with Kern Citizens for Sustainable Government, and she'll discuss a new public policy series the organization plans to bring to the community next month. Then we'll have Jenny Mattern, founder and personal branding expert with Snappy Casual Consulting. She's here to explain why employers need to invest more in developing their company's brand, the importance of branding, and what that entails. Then we'll have Katie Allen, Corporate Relations Representative with PG&E, and Katie will be here to explain some programs that can help keep businesses cool this summer and reduce their energy usage. But first, let's take a look at some business news. The Bakersfield Californian reported last week that the City Council passed an emergency ordinance Wednesday that will limit outdoor irrigation to only 3 days a week. The ordinance allows residents living in even-numbered addresses to water on Sundays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, while residents with odd-numbered addresses could water Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. There's no limit to how long residents can water, but city officials advise watering before 9 a.m. or after 6 p.m. A federal bill would set deadlines for California water studies. In Washington, a bill authored by local Congressman David Valadao has cleared a House panel. That bill would help speed up the federal government's study of 5 major water projects in California by setting hard deadlines for each feasibility study to be completed. The last of the studies would be completed in 2017. The bill is expected to go before the entire House this week. Also, sticking with the drought, while the drought continues here at home, economists at UC Davis say that it will not cause you to pay more for groceries anytime soon. They say farmers are taking steps to insulate consumers from the drought. One way is letting certain crop fields go idle and using the water from those fields on other crops. Economists did say, however, if the drought continues, consumers will likely see an increase, but predict that will not happen for several years. The drought has also caused city officials to drain the smaller of the Truxton lakes. The Californian reported that the move will allow city officials to maintain water in the larger lake, and the maintenance crews will clean out the smaller lake once it goes dry. Both lakes are groundwater recharge ponds used to bank water below ground during the wet years. In other news, the county's unemployment rate is up this March. The state's Employment Development Department reports that Kern County's unemployment rate went up slightly in March to 11.1%. While seasonal farm employment dropped, gains were seen in the services, healthcare, and education sectors. The state as a whole saw an unemployment rate of 6.5% in March. In other state news, some California households could face higher electric rates. The California Public Utilities Commission is currently reviewing a proposal that could raise electric rates for households that use the least amount of power. The goal of the proposal is to bring the prices charged for electricity more in line with its actual costs. It would also allow utility regulators to consider more fixed fees on monthly power bills and eventually create a rate system that provides incentives for families using power at times of day when demand on power grids are lowest. Shopping tools are helping patients lower medical costs, that according to the LA Times. The Times reports that more people are turning to online marketplaces to find the best price for medical procedures. Entrepreneurs, states, and employers are now offering these services that allow patients to enter their procedures, and doctors on these networks will issue bids. Doctors say they've seen a rise in the number of patients with high-deductible health plans looking for cheaper options. Despite this new option, doctors do stress that patients need to do their research before committing to a plan. In other news, Kern Citizens for Sustainable Government is launching a new public policy series next month. Here to tell us more about this is Lauren Skidmore. Got to get used to the name, just back from her honeymoon. Thank you for joining us this morning, Lauren.
Thank you for having me.
Congratulations again.
Thank you. Yeah, it's hard to get used to, for sure.
Kern Citizens, what's going on with this new policy series? It'll start in May. Tell us a little more about it.
Yeah, so we're launching a new public policy series. It's going to be a monthly series titled Access. And what Access does is it provides attendees with information on trends that are happening in public policy. It'll be educational, and it'll really develop a collaborative effort between all industries, individuals of interest, and really anyone who wants to know how public policy affects them and their daily lives or in their job as employees of a business.
Oh, okay, terrific. So why is understanding public policy critical to local governance?
Well, I'm sure you can attest, but probably 90% of people, I would say, have no idea how public policy affects them.
Right.
And they also are prone to just hear what the media is telling them, which is fine. But what we want to do is we want to kind of dive into an in-depth discussion of certain issues. We're going to vary it across industries, so that way if one industry leader is coming to the table and coming to our sessions, then they're going to hear how other things may affect their business. So we don't want to just hone in on one industry or one specific topic. We want to be able to kind of have a wide range of discussions. Our sessions are very different. So one session could be on oil and another session will probably be on like the library discussion. So
Okay.
Things will be very local. They will be focused on what people here in Kern County are going to be affected by.
Okay. So May 4th is the first one, and what can we expect at that particular session?
So May 4th, we've titled it Where Our Oil Really Goes, and we are going to do a private tour of San Joaquin Refinery.
Oh, wow.
And so what people don't know is majority of the oil that is refined through San Joaquin doesn't even go to oil and gas or the fuel that you think of that goes to your cars. It goes to specialty items as well, such as like the transformation or the transformer oil, so the electrical oil that powers all of your homes. They refine that oil. And they also refine like printing ink oil.
Oh, okay.
So most of the things that we don't even consider oil products probably are. And so what we really want to do is just give people a really private tour of the refinery, allow them to see how all the regulations have changed the refinery business, how clean things are now, how specific different regulations have created, different methods of changing the oil industry. And so we really want attendees to be able to come in, see a different perspective, not just the oil rigs that we all, see on TV or we
Right.
drive by every day in Kern County, but we want to see a different part of the oil and gas industry. And Cyrus Mujibi is the manager over there, and he's going to be really giving us an in-depth private tour. And so we're excited
Well,
for
that's
that.
great. Definitely a lot of misconceptions. We all think about the obvious uses for
Right.
oil and gas, but we don't
Right.
think about the petroleum byproducts that go into products we use every day. So
Right.
very interesting. What are some of the other topics that you're going to be looking at as this series goes on?
So Kern Citizens has always kind of been advocates for pension reform, and probably within the next year, possibly on the 2016 ballot, we might see a statewide initiative. So we're going to be looking at what pension reform is, what are the positives of pension reform, what are the myths and the facts of pension reform. So we're going to have some people statewide come down and speak to us. Then we're also really hoping to have a library discussion. So we're going to bring all different parties to the table, have a well-rounded library discussion on, the recent heated debate of the libraries and not just what can happen to the libraries, but how we got to this point. So what the budget process looks like and how we're affected by different decisions that are made over time. And then we'll probably also look at different items as far as like the elections in 2016, how that can affect people locally. And we'll definitely be doing a topic probably on healthcare, and it'll probably be how Obamacare has changed the business industry and healthcare in general. And so we'll probably have our sponsor, Dignity Health, bring to light some of the issues that they've seen as a hospital and also as a primary carrier for businesses.
Great. The library issue you mentioned, we were talking to James Berger outside
Yeah.
before the show started, and that is definitely turning into one of the hot button issues.
It is.
Probably the biggest hot button issue at the county level at this
Right.
point.
And you have passionate people who come to the table, which is great. And that's what public policy is all
Right.
about, is people being able to express their opinions. And we want those that may not have the time to go to Board of Supervisors meetings every Tuesday or may not have
sit
the
there
time.
for hours and hours during
Exactly.
the day.
Right. And I'm one of them. I sit there
Sure.
for all day on Tuesday. But we want to be able to have that discussion in an hour, 2 hour period of time, update everyone on what's been going on, and then have a well-rounded discussion. So it's not just us speaking at the audience. We really want their feedback, engaging in what their thoughts are. Again, individuals can come to this series, business leaders, Again, it's titled Access. So access to all of these issues affecting Kern County.
Great. So let's have the details again. It's May the 4th is the first series. Is there a cost? How do you attend? Where and when?
There is a cost, so it's $50 per session, or
Okay.
you can $225 for the whole series. You can call me at 615-2010, or you can email me, which it's lauren@kerncitizens.org. You can also go on our Facebook, and we have a ticket link there to where you can purchase the tickets online.
Okay, and the time of day and location?
For the May 4th session, it's going to be at 10 a.m. at San Joaquin Refinery.
Oh, okay.
And all those details will be sent out to those who sign up and purchase their tickets. And that will go until 1, because what we will do is wrap up with a lunch at the Bell Tower Club.
Oh, very nice.
So all of our sessions will have lunch included.
Okay. Well, and again, just I think a terrific idea, terrific way to get people involved in the public policy, and I know that that's the goal of Kern Citizens. So
Right.
we appreciate your time coming in
Yes.
and talking
Thank you
a little
for
bit about
having
it. And we're looking forward to a great series.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me.
That was Lauren Skidmore with Kern Citizens for Sustainable Government. We'll take a quick break and come back right after this with more Strictly Business. Stay tuned.